Hello, welcome to UnQA. In this session, we are going to talk about the further information about the Appium. In the previous session, we discussed and we understood what is an Appium. Now let's go and see the different things related to Appium and the mobile platform and the mobile platform application types so that we would be familiar with the technology, we would be familiar with the mobile, we would be familiar with the mobile application categories, and then we would understand the different terms required to get started with the Appium. So let's go and talk about Appium step by step and understand and learn in a detailed factor. So let's get started. So I'm going to talk about again brief about Appium, the features, the mobile technology, the mobile application categories, and then the Appium implementation, and they will talk about the base script and we will get started. So let's see. And this is what we have discussed in the previous session. Appium is related to so many terms: Selenium WebDriver, Android, iOS, Node.js, native application, mobile application, hybrid application, and then UI automator, UI automation. There are so many other terms as well. So how this is related? The simplest factor, it's a automation tool which is open source, which is designed to test the mobile applications. And basically Appium is a server, and this particular server is capable of reading the Selenium WebDriver scripts and then transform that into the Android specific or the iOS specific framework tests so that the mobile applications can be tested in the Android and the iOS. So that is the nature of the Appium server technology. Since it's a server, it is capable of interacting both with the Selenium WebDriver, both with the mobile application. And this is what we discussed in the previous. And to have the extension Selenium WebDriver to execute the scripts on the mobile, we need a interpreter or we need a supporter, and Appium is the supporter. Appium is the server which would read your Selenium WebDriver scripts and implement and execute in the mobile. And what is the technology? The basic functionality of the Appium is Appium would read your scripts and create a session and convert them into the mobile platform specific framework, execute them, and it receives the mobile responses back, and that can be retrieved back to the Selenium WebDriver. So that's what we talked about, and the relationship between Selenium WebDriver and the Appium. Appium is a server that is capable of operating and working with mobile applications with the Android, with iOS, with the respect to different mobile natured applications like a native application, mobile application, hybrid, and the other categories in both iOS and the Android. And it is sitting on the Node.js. And already we talked about it. The important factor what we must know is this. Now let's see. Appium, basically once we talk about Appium, as it is supporting both iOS platform and Android platform, what is the different varieties or the different nature of the applications in both the technology? Example, if I say it supports iPhone or an iPad, if I say it supports Android with respect to Samsung, Nexus, LG, Motorola, so what are the different application categories in the mobile? Basically, there are three categories of applications. The first one is the native application. So what is native application? Native applications are those which are written using the platform SDK. What is SDK? SDK stands for Software Development Kit. What does that mean? Okay, if we talk about Android, Android is designed with Android technology. Example, and this particular Android technology is inbuilt, and this technology is being used to design an application so that it is inbuilt, it is integrated with that Android platform or Android SDK, and those applications are called native applications. Let me put little more. When I say native applications, the native application is a program that is developed or designed for the use of particular platform or a specific device. What does that mean? Example, if I design a application for Android, it works only for Android. It cannot work for the iPhone or iOS. So that is something like specific to the platform. And that is something like designed with that SDK. If I design a Java based application, it works if we have the Java technology inherited. Similar to that, the applications which are designed so that it can be implemented within that particular platform, specific to that platform, are known to be native applications. And native applications are written with a specific platform like Android or iOS, and they can interact only with that particular operating system and with that features of that operating systems. Examples: camera, calculator, dialer pad. So these are all specific to that particular Android or that particular iOS, because camera is specific. Android camera may not work in iOS camera. Android calculator application may not work in iOS because there are different applications in iOS, different applications in Android. Similarly, the dial pad, the contacts. So these are different and specific and particular to the platform. And that's what we call these as native applications. Let me put again, native applications are specific to the platform, which are designed with that platform support or platform SDK. Android native applications will work only in the Android technology. iOS native applications would work only in the iOS technology. Examples: the dialer pad, calculator, camera, and so on. Now let's see what is mobile web applications. When we say mobile web applications, these are specific with respect to web, but they can be accessed within the mobile technology by using a browser. Mobile applications are accessed in a mobile with a browser, and we need to use like a Chrome browser or a Firefox browser or a Safari browser. So some kind of browser we need to use in the mobile so that we can use these mobile based applications. What are the examples? m.google.com, m.facebook.com, m.gmail.com. Basically, google.com is a web-based application. Facebook.com is a web-based application. Gmail.com is a web-based applications. Still, we can use them in a browser in the mobiles, like Android we can use, and still we can use this in iOS because these are not specific to the platform. These are browser based technology, these are web based applications, but still can be accessed and used by the browsers of the mobiles. We need only a browser, maybe a Chrome browser, maybe a Safari browser, maybe a Firefox browser. With that browser, we could be able to use the Google application, the Facebook application, and the Gmail application. So while we use, the URL would change to m.google.com and m.facebook.com and m.gmail.com. Why? It's a technology that renders so that it can fit into the mobile device. So let me repeat again. Mobile applications are specific to web-based applications, and these can work in both Android and iOS. The only factor, we must need a browser to use them or a browser to access them. The examples of the mobile applications are m.facebook.com, m.gmail.com, and m.google.com. Now let's see the hybrid applications. Hybrid applications are the combination of both native and mobile applications. What is that meaning? We need to install these applications within the platform. However, they would interact with these services. They would interact with the mobile technology. They would interact with the API to function their business. Example, if we talk about Bank of America or Amazon or a Facebook or ICC Bank, we need to install these apps into the iOS mobile or into the Android mobile. But however, after installing, they cannot just work like that anywhere. Even if you don't have Wi-Fi or internet, these applications will not work. Why? Because these are installed. That's fine, like a native category or native application type. But however, they need some API, the mobile technology to be needed. They needed to connect with the databases. They needed to connect with servers. They needed to connect with lots of APIs. Then only these applications can work about. Bank of America, Amazon, Facebook, Make My Trip, ICICI Bank, all these applications are to be installed. But however, to make them run, to make them function, they need to connect to the technology or a web, or so that they can interact with the APIs, interact with the servers and get the data, get the responses and they get the business flow. So these are the three types of applications we have. So let me summarize once again. With respect to mobile technology, we have three types of applications: native applications, mobile web applications, and hybrid applications. Native applications are those which are to be installed and only work specific to the platform. Those examples: camera, calculator, dial pad. And mobile web applications are those which we need a browser to access them, like g.m.facebook.com, m.google.com, and m.gmail.com. And hybrid applications are those which are needed to be installed in the specific platform. However, they need a web, or they need the server, they need the APIs to work about. Like examples: Bank of America, Amazon, Facebook, and ICICIbank.com. So many things. Let's see the examples in detail now. If you look at the three applications, the native applications, mostly all the games. As we install the games, they simply work whether we have internet or don't. All the contacts, pictures, camera, dial pad, and all the internal games are specific to native application category. Similarly, when we talk about mobile applications, the m.facebook, even if we don't install Facebook, still we can access the Facebook because it is a web mobile category. The hybrid applications are those examples like a Bank of America, we need to install Facebook, we need to install, but they need some server, they need API to interact and function. So this is all about the different mobile types in the Android and iOS technology. The going forward, we are going to talk about much and see and learn the further important terms required with respect to Appium. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching the video. Please visit earnq.com. There are so many videos, presentations, articles, books, and PDFs with respect to automation, test management, performance testing, and functional testing. So thank you so much and see you again.